Hey there, welcome back to Central Valley Today. So it's time now for a little trip back in time with Elizabeth Laval, president of the Fresno County Historical Society. So Elizabeth joins us every month for a look back at history and a look into the future while we create and preserve history right now. And she joins us today with the Grapevine newsletter.
Right.
So you release a Grapevine newsletter every month. I love it.
The first of the month, no matter what day of the week, it always comes out.
On the first. And I love it because I always learn a little something new. I learn about people who sort of were shakers and makers back in the day. And I always find out what you guys are doing right now. So President's Message, the President's Letter that you started with, what did you talk about this month?
Well, I started, those sometimes can get really emotional. And I was thinking about my kids and how many people actually gather with their class way back when, got one big class picture, and then you forget who everybody is, right? It's in the drawer.
That's so funny, yeah.
But in Pop's archive, I found a 3-part panoramic photo.
Oh, cool.
That I'm sure we'll be able to show of the 1924 class, 100 years ago, of Edison Technical School.
Oh, very cool.
It was a June, there they are.
There they are.
Now, I just first always think, Emily, can you imagine what those kids would be thinking if we told them 100 years from now, we're gonna stitch your picture back together, and we're gonna be all looking at you. And you're to be all over the TV. And I know.
I don't know if they would have believed it. You know what I always goes to first is what they're all wearing.
What they're wearing, exactly.
The boys are in ties.
And their hair bows.
Yes.
They have changed a lot
and
too.
All the boys are wearing, they're carrying hats because everybody wore hats.
This would have been 6th, 7th or 8th graders or so in 1924. So I figured we should present them formally.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the graduating class of Edison Tech 1924.
Well,
yay!
Congratulations. Yeah, and you know what I just noticed? All the girls are wearing the drop waist, the skirts from the 20s.
That's right. Well, beginning the flapper era.
Yeah, they all look like little mini flappers. Okay, something else that you talked about in the newsletter this month is that the archive on Kern is now open for Art Hop.
It is. And we are going to be open all art hops.
Okay.
Now, July's art hop will be on the 11th because of 4th of July.
Right.
But this month is dedicated to Black art.
Right.
We're combining all of our information on Juneteenth activities. So we'll not only be open next Thursday, or this Thursday, the 6th, we are also going to be open for our panel discussion on the 19th.
Oh, great.
With a couple of other places in between.
I think that's great. If you've never been to a panel discussion or you're like, why would I go to that?
No,
I'm not an
so
academic.
Interesting.
It's just interesting. Yeah. If you're a person who likes podcasts and you like talk radio, it's the same thing. You're just in person.
And we're giving people a chance to ask questions and helping. So we're really good at showing the past.
Sure.
What we're also trying to do is kind of capture the present.
Right.
So that if we have all this history in the past, we're capturing what is it like for African Americans in Fresno today in 2024.
Yeah.
Then 50, 60 years down the line, they'll have firsthand knowledge.
Right.
And the more knowledge you have, the more sources, the better it works.
And I'm sure 100 years from now, there'll be a whole different technology.
I know. I hope it's not
like
too bad because they'll be coming to dig me up to say, what do we do?
Okay, and then you always have an archive spotlight.
We did.
What was in the spotlight this month?
Well, we are coming toward the end of our fiscal year. It ends at the end of June.
Okay.
And we kind of got a little sideways this year, not in a bad way, but we did buy a building.
Oh,
and
in California nonetheless.
We did buy a building for cash.
Yeah.
That doesn't have a mortgage.
Oh, well, very nice.
Yeah, right?
Congratulations.
So everybody, hooray. It is going to be the archive for the community.
Right.
The interior is about 4 times as much to do as the exterior.
Yeah.
So what we're asking people to do is find creative ways they can support us with just a little bit of a donation.
Yeah.
One of the things is Archive Ally. You can find all this information on our website, But if you become an archive ally, you can kind of decide, I would like to put my money toward the restoration or the cataloging of this area.
Oh, yeah.
It might be a whole set of papers. It might be, you know, an urn. Who knows what? But there's lots to choose from.
Of course, I would want to put all of my donation and support towards archiving of the fashion.
Yes,
it's the first thing
fashion,
I always look at.
Well, and in the new vault, in the new building, when it gets built, there'll be 5 rooms.
Okay.
And each room will have its own temperature control.
Right.
And lighting.
Yeah.
Fashion.
So very expensive.
So fabric will be in one.
Right. So that we can always preserve it and we can have the nice environment to keep it in tip-top shape.
Yeah.
Okay, you always talk about historic movers and shakers from the Central Valley and the roots of the valley.
Roots of the Valley.
What did you talk about in this segment?
Well, Roots of the Valley was really interesting this month because June 14th is Flag Day.
Yes.
So we thought that in the middle of this election year, with lots of people thinking all their different thoughts, there's my son, by the way.
Oh my goodness.
He would kill me.
Look at him playing the recorder.
This is a future West Point captain in the Army. This was his little, you know, but even way back then, people were honoring the flag.
Right.
And that was his preschool graduation.
He was playing hot cross buns, I'm
Good
sure.
Good things he's in Asia because he can't see it. So I'm glad.
Yeah, I'm not sure what our audience is like.
No, but
over
every
in Asia.
activity had a flag.
Yeah.
And we talk a little bit about etiquette for the flag. Did Betsy Ross really make the flag?
Yeah.
Some of those stories. And what's exciting is you see flags that they don't have 50 stars.
They do not.
No, they don't.
I love that.
Not one of them.
And then before we leave here, we always want to talk about preserving history right now. The Sheriff's Memorial.
Yes.
They're working on that, and you had a great article about that, and we wrote, and there it is, and it looks. That's the rendering of it,
right? It's a rendering. Yeah. It's way more spectacular. So at the Sheriff's substation, it's way out at Belmont and Armstrong.
Yeah.
Over the next years, there will be a memorial that with a beautiful star for every person since the beginning of the county.
Yes.
Constables and all who have given the ultimate sacrifice in their line of duty.
They're actually going to come on and they're going to talk about the memorial later this week. So I thought that was perfect. I definitely want to mention that.
Well, we're going to do the storytelling.
Oh, perfect.
Of course.
Perfect. Okay. You guys always have tons of events going on. Tons of ways to support. We will put that all online. Elizabeth, thank you so much.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. Still to come here, we sit down with a lifestyle medicine doctor and we learn about his approach to healing. And we also learn about how one company is paving the way for agriculture here in the Central Valley. We speak with the president of Aerofan for our Eye on Ag series a little bit later on in the show. We've got that and more after the break.